Okay, whatever. That's not showing up. Don't give a fuck. That's fine. Okay, so hey everybody, hey team. This is the first video in our VoD review series for Clash of the weekend of September, what, 4th and 5th, I think? I don't even know the dates. Not that it matters. 5th and 6th, September 5th and 6th. Summary, you guys had a really good showing this weekend. It was awesome to see. I think you went like 5 and 1, I think, out of your 6 games. Either way, really well done. Since there is an abundance of footage to go through, I'm just going to go ahead and keep this video to just the macro misplays that I noticed, and and then I'll have individual videos for each of you after the macro videos. But I'm only going to go over the largest points of swing in each game, and yeah, we will go from there. Okay, so we are at the 10-minute mark, and let's take a look at what's going on here. Looks like bot lane, all lanes are winning. That's fantastic. Yeah, so even Dishonor's ahead in jungle. That's fantastic. So what we're looking at, it looks like we've got bot lane pushing, mid lane pushing, maybe a freeze on top, and Ocean Drake is up. Everybody's ahead. Looks like, yeah, looks like you guys can fight if you decide to. The most important thing to look at too right now is our vision. So we've got a gigantic gap over their blue buff, so it's anybody's guess as to where Jarvan is. Since your bot lane's pushed up, it might stand to reason that Jarvan is hanging around bot lane, maybe looking for an opportunity. So I like Dishonored's call here in scouting it out, sniffing out, seeing if you can find Jarvan. So right about here, if the scuttle's not up, you need to get some vision, right? So I would put a ward right here if possible, or a ward right here to track Veigar, right? Um, yeah, so we'll go ahead and watch this a little bit longer. Okay, Dishonored spots Jarvan 4. All right, so before you start going all in on this, right? Because your bot lane's kicking their ass, right? But if you're looking at like health bars and stuff, all things are pretty much even, right? Morg's 5, but it's still really close. It's not a given that you're gonna win. The important thing when you're in the river, you want to look at the state of both lanes on either side of that river, right? So as a jungler, you're moving in, you're walking into dangerous territory because you've got all this dark space around. You have no idea what the hell's going on around outside of this zone. Right now, mid, Veigar's missing. No idea where Veigar is. Your flank could be compromised. You don't know, but right now, you're looking at bot lane's got priority, so Jake and Anna can come and help you if a fight breaks out. But you don't know where Veigar is, right? And we've got influence in the mid getting his farm on. So you want to be careful and kind of identify who is not showing on the map, right? And figure out what happens if that person who's not showing shows up to this fight. So right now, since you don't know where Veigar is, ideally, influence will chirp in into the chat and say like, "Hey, I don't see Veigar anywhere." This is a normal state though. Veigar doesn't want to be anywhere near Yasuo, so I understand that it's going to be kind of hard to like, constantly keep track of him. But if you say, if Veigar disappears for like 5 seconds as just a general rule, 4 or 5 seconds, that means he could be anywhere in the river, right? So if he's gone for that amount of time, just say Veigar missing in chat, right? Or in voice chat. When he shows up, that's fine, but you always want to be calling people's attention to where the movements of the mid laner is, right? Because Veigar could end up top or bottom. Because he doesn't want to have anything to do with Yasuo typically, so that might be his best play. So right about here, Dishonor, you need to like verify like what mid lane's looking like and what bot lane's looking like, and influence, you gotta call a Mia ping. I don't know if you did or not. I'm just saying. If you did in voice chat, awesome, great. Ignore my feedback. If not, pipe up with that sort of stuff. So yeah, if your lane opponent disappears for even 3 or 4 seconds, that's plenty of time for them to beeline it for an inbounds play in either lane, right? Okay, sweet. So let's go back to Dishonored, and let's see what goes on. So Dishonored, okay, so he sniffs out something. Probably is just hovering. Because I'm assuming you think you could win the 3v3 here, which I believe you can. I definitely believe you can win the 3v3 for sure. But Vhagar pops his head in, and you can see influence is pinging right here, missing. But Vhagar's already got he's already there. Let's see. Yeah, he doesn't have boots though, so maybe influence can come in and run him down. Either way, let's back up a little bit right here. So that's the thing that you want to avoid really is you don't want to be as a jungler you don't want to be caught in the river in between the mid laner and the bot laner. Ideally, your dual lane can get here first, but even if they do get here first, um, you've got no disengage. So you guys are going to be committed, right? So whenever you're going to fight, you're going to fight. There's no getting out of it, right? So they'll show up first, but it's basically going to be a 4v3 for however long it takes influence to make it down, right? And you don't want to give the enemy team that much time, right? Because Jarvan's burst, Vhagar's burst, Draven is burst. Um, yeah, they'll do a lot of like really quick damage. So um, yeah, we'll go back to this real quick. Oh, stupid camera. So now Dishonor's super stuck. Um, Dueling had to back up because Jarvan is going to come and 3v2 him, and now you're stuck in a pinch. So yeah, this is basically a big macro mistake. Um, yeah, so again, one more time. Pay attention to the side lanes, pay attention to the mid lane, and mid laner and bot laners always call out when your counterparts are missing. Also, in case you weren't sure, the result of this play was our jungler getting killed, which is not great, but we've still got 4 on the bot half. Influence was kind of making his way. He might still be making his way. I'm not sure. But at this point, the play's blown. There's nothing to play for here, unless somebody on the enemy team does something incredibly stupid, which at this elo is a possibility. So Draven's going crazy. He's trying to get some stacks or something. I don't know. But still, you're still in a 4v2. Um, like Influence doesn't have Moby boots or anything like that, so he's not going to make it anywhere else. So yeah, the best thing to do is just to get the hell into the tower, especially if you have a Zyra too, because Zyra can lock people down real hard under the tower, and it looks like she's about to get her ulti back up too pretty soon. But Jarvan blows her up. That's okay. Jarvan takes tower damage. He goes. Um, but Vhagar ends up getting 2 kills out of that, I think. Yeah. Um, So that gives Vhagar a good lead against Influence, which we do not want to have happen. I think Influence does salvage a little bit of gold here. Um, and we'll watch that for fun, because it's cool to see Influence kick people's ass. God, it's so heartbreaking that Draven didn't die here. Oh, he does die! Okay, that's right. Oh, and Morgana's sticking around. Don't know what she's planning on doing. And just freaking takes her to the cleaners. Jesus. Nice. But you shouldn't have to make plays like this. Just saying. If you have clean macro, you don't force influence to have to do a highlight reel in order to recoup the gold that you guys lost. Yeah, one thing I do want to add here is little post-edit notes. Um, yeah, so influence just kicked the ass out of the bot dual lane, which is awesome. Fantastic. Nice job. So what you've got left here is a large building wave, right? After you knock out the enemy bot laners, if you've roamed down here, or if you're the jungler or whatever, and the marksman and the mid aren't here, or the marksman and the support aren't here, go ahead and shove that wave, because you'll see Jake's going to start cheating towards the mid to collect the XP and shove that wave. So if you're already bot, just shove the wave and collect plates. Really, like the ultimate goal should be to just deny the enemy XP at every single opportunity you can. So the more enemy waves that you can crash into the enemy turrets where the opposing laner does not get to collect that XP, that's going to give you the lead. Really, like what you should be looking at is the best way to gain an advantage. The best way to get any kind of objective in the game is to just be stronger than your opponent. That's the easiest thing to do. And the two ways you go about becoming stronger than your opponent are through XP and gold. Gold, you can be better at CSing. XP is a lot harder to come back from, though. So, any opportunity you can, always, if your opponent's not there, just always shove the wave and crash it. And plus, it'll reset and let you freeze it later. So, okay.
Anyways.
So we've got four main takeaways from game one. First of which being assess parallel lanes before moving into the river if it's unwarded. Call your Mias in voice chat after 3 seconds, I'd say, and call it loudly, please. Abandon blown plays. If a play looks dicey, if somebody dies early, just pull back. You don't need to try to finesse your way through it. And always shove an empty lane. Always look for that. That's probably the most important one. Is if you see an empty lane, shove the wave, pressure them, and use that pressure to move elsewhere, like get a deep ward in and whatnot. But if you see an empty lane, always shove it.